Brent, good to see you. Today we are talking through 3 ways to inflation-proof your retirement. Inflation is a natural enemy of retirement savings, but there are strategies that you can put into place today to guard your nest egg from spiking consumer prices. And there may even allow you to use those higher costs to your advantage. So the first bit of advice is, of course, keep investing. In the long run, the US stock market has tended to outpace inflation.
Yes. So, to build wealth, you got to invest. And then, in my opinion, the easiest way to invest and to build that wealth is to automatically set it up where you don't have to think about it. You can do that through an employer plan. You can do that with IRAs, brokerage accounts, anything. But you have to continue to continually invest in that vehicle, get it invested in a portfolio built for growth, and then we'll let it grow.
Mm-hmm. Next, of course, this one is really important. Make sure that you are maximizing when you claim your Social Security benefit.
So one thing we do for every single client is an income plan to and through retirement. And obviously one of the biggest pieces of that is going to be Social Security. So I have no tips or tricks that I can say today for the masses that say this is how you should do Social Security. It's because it is dependent on each and every plan. So it's going to be different for everybody. But what I can tell you is you should have a well thought out plan when it comes to when you're going to trigger it. And so the other thing to keep in mind is, I think briefly, or you mentioned briefly earlier, cost of living adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
It's a common misconception that, well, I'm missing out on these cost of living adjustments because I'm not triggering it. That is not true. So
Right.
if you look at an estimate of what it's going to pay out in 2026, today, it's going to be different because if they do any cost of living adjustment, you're actually going to get a higher rate when you trigger it down the road.
Right. I'm really glad you brought that up. And then last, of course, rethink your expenses. Put simply, you need to save more money. That may sound simple, but that advice often requires the most coaching. And financial advisors can help clients research their purchases, shop around for insurance companies, do better tax planning, and of course, dig up other opportunities for savings.
Sure. So we help a lot of clients with this, and I always ask in in our first meeting, how are you doing on spending? And I will tell you that generally, I'd say half of people have a formal budget that we speak with, and half don't. Either way, that's fine, but you should keep an eye on this stuff. And so little expenses have a way of getting into our budget, and then little expenses compounded add up to big amounts. So continue to look over that budget, see what's in there that can be cut, and then you're going to be surprised how much you can save.
Mm-hmm.
And I also tell folks there are things in life that we have to buy, but you don't have to pay more than you need to. So insurance is a great, example. So we work with a independent insurance agent. He can get you any company that you need. So I often send clients to him. He'll do a little review. Often he finds them savings.
Mm-hmm.
So anything and everything, continue to look at it, cable TV, stuff like that. Make sure you're not paying more than you need to. And I think you said it best, free trials. That's a way to save money and try out new services.
As long as you remember to cancel them in time. Yep.
Correct.
All right, Brent, this is really helpful. If somebody would like to talk to you more about, again, claiming Social Security, finding other ways to save money through tax planning, how can they get a hold of you?
Yep, 614-430-8383 or go to young-wm.com. We'd love to talk about it.
Great, Brent, thank you.
Thanks.